guys, welcome back to Boomx Beauty Beat. My name is Laura. If it's your first time here, hey, nice to meet ya. I am a retired makeup artist, and today we're going to be jumping right in talking about color correctors. As many of you have seen and many of you know, I'll post a picture here. I have really dark under eye circles, and I am on my own quest to find the best color corrector for my under eye, my mature under eye specifically, because I'm Italian. They are extraordinarily dark, and it takes a village to cover these babies up. So I have been working diligently, buying, trying to find out what is going to work the best for my dry, dark under eyes, mature, with crinkling in the whole bit. Because I do have to cover it up with a lot of makeup, and makeup under the eyes, we all know, makes it always just a little bit tense because it can make the under eye wrinkles look more prominent, but you have to weigh out the color, the dark color, against the wrinkling and try to find something that can be good enough to cover and not overly enhance the under eye. So I have some thoughts on this, and I've been researching this for the last couple months, trying to find the best color corrector, or better color correctors, because different moods, I sometimes use different ones, and so let's go through them all. I also have on the list my worst color corrector, so this should be interesting. So what I have in front of me is currently 7. I have not tried the lipstick method. I've been recommended to maybe try lipstick under my eyes. I've not tried that. We're just going to stick with the marketable normal color correctors that are sold as such, and then we'll go from there. So I started this journey off with the Clinique color corrector. The Clinique color corrector is called Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer, and I'll show it to you guys. I use this underneath my concealer, and it is an orangey kind of color corrector, and it's you know what, I like it. It's not bad. It's the first one that I used. The only thing that I noticed is because it's quite thin, so this is where the judging comes in, because this might be plenty and all that you need if you don't have really deep and dark under eye circles. Because it's lighter, it's very forgiving when you put makeup over top of it, and it's thin, like light and thin feeling, and it dries down really nicely. But you can see even on the veins on my hand, when you shear it out a little bit, you can kind of see the cast go through. And what I have a lot of difficulty with is, especially on camera, is right around here I get that dark casting or gray looking casting through my makeup. And to be 1,000% honest, I am not 1,000,000% satisfied with any of these, but there are ones that are working better than other ones. Okay, so the Clinique one is good for if it's not super dark and you're looking for something thin, and it is forgiving. So that's one color corrector that is good, but those are the properties to keep in mind. Okay, the second favorite is the Becca under eye brightening corrector. It is kind of a peachy brown color, I guess, peachy beige color. I'll put it onto my hand, and I have used this as well. It's really got a more of a moist consistency, and what I'm finding with the Becca is it's good for being kind of moistening under there. It can get slightly goopy if I try to put too much down, and look a little goopy on top when I put makeup on top of it. But if I, keep it fairly sheer and carefully applied, it's nice. I still get a bit of a cast here with the Becca, but yeah, it does leave it a little bit more of a dewy moist. If you don't have much darkness under your eyes, you might just be able to put a touch of this corrector and not even concealer, but not for me at all, because I need the whole 9 yards. As good as it could possibly be, that's what I need. All right, let's go to the next one. This next OG favorite is the Bobbi Brown color corrector. Super famous, super well known. It's got a thick, creamy consistency, and I'll put it onto my hand to show you. And now, I find this covers quite well. I'd say I'd give it like a 75-80% under my eye. The only complaint that I have heard and that I can kind of see is it could possibly make your eyes look a little drier underneath. So that is one downfall of it. But overall, it's got, I think, good coverage. But again, just that bit of dryness. So when I say, like, I haven't found the ultimate, I don't think it's been made yet, but what we're doing now is just talking through sort of the features and benefits, and maybe some of the things to watch out for with each of these color concealer, what am I saying? Color correctors. Okay, so that is that one. Moving on. I'm going to jump to this one here. This is the Watty color corrector wheel. This is actually fairly famous. I'm from Canada and they're a Canadian company, but they are sold in Sephora. On the back of this one, it kind of tells you little instructions. It goes from, like, it tells you the color. So beige, it talks about covering veins. This one covers, it's the camouflage conceal. This beige rose is a radiance effect. It softens under eye shadows. This one's a universal corrector, the beige pesh. And I hope it's all in order. This beige cafe one here is kind of a neutralizing and sculpting color. So the whole wheel here is used for different purposes. And you know, I've tried a lot of these, and the only thing that I'm finding is it's thicker as well. See, it's got these different tones to it. The only thing that I am finding is it turns a little gray on me for some reason. I like it for if I have to do something really thick, but even on my hand, it kind of, you can see the wrinkles a bit on my hand. So it isn't all that forgiving for wrinkling under the eye. So just keep that in mind. Some people just love it. And there is quite a bit of product in here for the buy, you guys. So it's worth it, I think, to have in your kit if you're a makeup artist, because I think you can do quite a bit with those tones. But for my mature dark circles, it's not my go-to favorite at this point in time. All right, we're going to move now on to the Tarte. This is in medium tan. This is the colored clay under eye corrector. And that's what it looks like in the pan there. Sorry, it's a bit messy because I've definitely tried it out, and I'll show it to you on my hand. This is up there in my top 2, you guys. This is definitely up there. It is got a little bit of a moistening effect, and the color is not too bad. I wouldn't have minded this being even a bit brighter, but yeah, it's up there. I find it it's definitely in my top 2, and I'm having a hard time deciding on an absolute favorite, because I do lean to that one for comfort, because I think it does cover a little better than, you know, a lot of them do. But I'm going to go to my worst, and then what I think currently is probably going to be an overall favorite. I even went special effects, you guys. This is the Ben 9. Whoop, got it backwards. Look at how orange this is. But you can't get drier than this. Ugh, it was so brutal. Maybe this would work somewhere else, but not under the eyes. Like, it is so... It's a Media Pro corrector. It's in burnt orange. So it might work for body or something like that, but do not put this under your eyes. It was... I woke up scaly the next morning after trying this under the eyes. So I've got to give that my worst, because I mean, I think I actually even am allergic to maybe the pigment that's in here. It was just, it was so horrific and ugly. So yeah, be careful about this Ben Nye one, you guys. It is brutal, brutal. All right, we're moving on to number 1. Okay, I'm going to say this is kind of number 1 for coverage. And I would say that this is number 1 for not making your under eyes look dry. So it's kind of like, I'm looking for a number 1 that has both. This is the Charlotte Tilbury one in 2 medium. And you can see it here on my hand. It's kind of getting streaky. Sorry about that, you guys. But this is it here. And if you don't have horrific circles and you don't have to like pack a ton down, this is good stuff. It's definitely good stuff. It doesn't make your eyes look too dry underneath. It does the job. It covers. I'm still finding I've got it on today. This is what I wore today. Can you guys see? I just got a little bit of a cast, and I'm also just trying to get used to the new Pat McGrath concealer that I am liking, but I still feel like I'm not totally blanked out covered under there. So it's an 80% for me, but not 100%. And yeah, this is like excellent for not bringing out the wrinkles, and it covers pretty good. Like, it's up there, but I think this might cover slightly better, but I think this might be a bit more forgiving. So different moods, different reasons, different whatever, and how it works with your particular foundation is a factor too. So even though I'm giving you guys these recommendations, the concealer you're going to use is going to change the consistency of the color corrector. The foundation you use, if you put it up under your eyes, is going to change it slightly. Your base that you use under your eyes and on your face. Keep all that in mind. But I don't think you're going to go too awfully wrong with either of those two. If you want to try either of those out, this is quite good for coverage, just a little bit drying. And sometimes I actually double up and I'll use the Clinique one on top, so double color corrector, because I like what this does color wise, but it's a little bit thin and doesn't quite cover up as much. I love how this kind of makes my under eye moist, but can get goopy, cakey, and I do get a gray cast oftentimes with how dark my under eyes are. So I hope that's been a bit helpful. I know it's a tough go. Please let me know if you know of the ultimate one that maybe I haven't tried yet. I know that there's a couple out there that are floating around. I haven't got my hands on them yet, but I'm curious about. There's one from, I think, Dragoon Beauty. If you guys have tried it, let me know. There's a couple of color correcting palettes out there that might work. But again, we're talking about dark under eye circles and mature under eyes. So it's got to be good at coverage and good at not bringing out those wrinkles. I hope this has been helpful, and I've been wanting to do this for a while and been testing these, like I said, for a couple months, trying to figure out what is going to be the best. So if you like this kind of video, please do like and subscribe. It means the world to me. I'd love to have you part of this. We do beauty, lifestyle, and self-help on this channel. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.